Hey everybody, Andrew Douglas Lane here at the Douglas Moon Fragrance channel, where I'm unsponsored and I give you my honest thoughts and opinions as I review fragrances from the cheaper end all the way to luxurious, expensive, and niche. And talking about niche, expensive, and definitely luxurious, at least to me, is Amouage's Interlude Man. Again, I'm not sponsored. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about these, and I'm going to start by saying I obviously love this. I love this very much. I love the entire Interlude line. There's Interlude 53, there's Interlude Black Iris, and then the original Interlude Man. It doesn't say man on it, but that's just the way that it's talked about. It technically, I guess, could be unisex, but these lean towards more masculine. But these babies are being well known in the fragrance community for being very niche, very strong, very powerful, but very divisive, because this is not something that just anybody and everybody would wear, nor should wear. And this is something that's known for you gotta be a very specific type of person to like this. But let's get into this real quick. What does the website say as far as the notes are concerned? Bergamot, pimento berry, and oregano as the top notes. Amber, cistus, I don't know what that is. Frankincense, vanilla, and Poponics, I don't know what that is either. But again, I'm not a professional. I'm just a fragrance lover who loves giving his thoughts. As if anybody really, as if I deserve for people to really like them. But oud, leather, patchouli, and sandalwood are the base notes. And the price for this is 100 ml. This is $380. So not the cheapest in the world. But then again, also compared to like Baccarat Rouge Extrait de Parfum, not the most expensive either. This is an eau de parfum, and yet again, it is known for being very, very strong, very powerful, and very radiant. A lot of Amouage fragrances are. Now, don't get me wrong, I've got quite a few of them. I've tried them. Not all of their line is coming off to be lots of sillage, mass amounts of long-term projection. But I can go ahead and say ahead of time, this one definitely has that bill fit perfectly on the dot if that's what you're looking for. But are you looking for this particular fragrance? So I love the bottles. I love they have those magnetic caps like a lot of my favorite fragrance brands tend to do these days, but they all have like a little they look very fancy. Well, let's talk about the actual fragrance itself. Oh my God. It's just, to me, so Middle Eastern, so rich. The pimento berry, which I didn't really know what that was until I looked it up prior to even originally receiving this fragrance. But the notes as a whole, let me look at this one more time because I love this. The oregano, the bergamot, you can smell the bergamot, but the blending with the seasoning, the spices, sounds like I'm talking about food. With the oregano and the amber, the frankincense, I can definitely get that. The vanilla, patchouli for sure, and sandalwood in there. It's like this perfect blend of something different, something Eastern, something I guess you could say Oriental. Using that word in no way to be offensive in any kind of way, but it's just bright in a smoky way, incensey, and yet somehow vibrant and bright, but not citrusy or anything like that. It just has something. I've never smelled anything like this out of all the fragrances I've smelled. This is extremely, extremely unique. But again, it's very, very like bright, smoky, but different. Let me go ahead and show you the atomizer because I've talked enough. As you can see, very dense. These are high oil concentrated fragrances, especially the materials that they use are extremely high quality from what I've been told. But as soon as you spray it, it's filling up the room, incredibly powerful. Smells like if you would love to stand out, you want to be someone, like you want to smell like nobody else around you is probably going to, especially depending on where in the world you personally live. This is so different and unique and special as I put it on the skin. You don't have to get anywhere close to it to smell it. It honestly comes off of you. And my experience with this is, as it continues to heat up, as your body heats up, especially if you spray on the pulse points throughout the day, this becomes even stronger. I put it on and it's almost like very powerful and yet in a beautiful, subtle way. But every time as it breaks down, it becomes just so massive. And I use this word a lot, even though typically this is considered like a word talking about something bad, but it reeks off of you. And I've actually had a lot of people, like if you look online, a lot of people say that this is something that not everybody will appreciate, not everybody will like. Well, that's true as far as the sense of you personally wearing it. But even though this is not targeted in any way, shape, or form to be mass appealing, I have, with Interlude Man, the original here, had from my wife, who I did not know if she would even like this because she likes bright, fruity florals. Between my co-workers, I work around a lot of women. I work at a place where we produce and make and ship the fragrances, waxes, and so forth for people making candles. And there's a lot of people working there, and even a lot of the women who've smelled this on me when I've tried this out, they enjoyed it. Some of my closest friends who are very honest with me when they think something's just kind of or whatever, they actually really enjoyed this smell overall. So Interlude Man by Amouage is very different for the person. You've got to be a specific type of person to want to wear this, because again, it's very Middle Eastern, very spicy, smoky, incensey. That again, that oregano, the pimento berry, it's just so different, but it's very earthy and rich with a brightness behind it. It's just very unique. But I've said enough of that. You've got to like this though, 100% if you're going to purchase this, because again, for the price, even if you get it on a discounter, I think it's like $170 or something like that on FragranceNet. Not a bad price for something so unique and strong. And I will say, as far as longevity, out of this one alone, this is the Interlude Original. I have here down below me the Interlude Man, the Interlude 53. I intend to compare these two in another coming up video, but at this very time, just this original one alone with its concentration, I get 10 plus hours of personal projection, or not projection, 10 plus hours of personal longevity. On clothes especially, you're going to get that sillage just non-stop, because it will stick to whatever you put it on. So you've got to make sure you want this to stick to whatever you put it on. But as far as on the skin, longevity, again, 10 plus hours sitting on the skin, especially even with sweating. And that's saying something, because with me, my skin, you might be able to see I have eczema. I don't do well holding a lot of types of fragrances, even ones that I really love, but this one stays. Projection wise, I would say again, it heats up, it keeps going. You've got about maybe 5, I believe close to 6 hours of like coming off of you to some degree or another, even if it's roughly about a foot. And again, that might not work for everybody, but it has worked that way for me. This is very strong, very powerful. Like I said, it's worth the money in the sense that it is unique and gorgeous, but I can never recommend somebody blind buying this fragrance, because it is so different. Because it is so smoky, incensey, and yet bright in a way that's different than something you're used to, versus like a smoky citrus or something along those lines. This is just so earthy. Not everyone's going to want this on you, especially because of how it stays and can be cloying if you do not end up liking this. So I'm not sure where you could personally try this at. If you could go to, I believe some people say certain places, maybe Nordstrom's or so, wherever you might be, might have these. So if you're not anywhere where you can try Amouages, then obviously it's hard for me to tell you, yeah, you should buy one. But on FragranceNet, I know you can get samples for maybe like $20. Please do something like that. Give it a try. Wear it a handful of times on your skin before you commit to a full bottle, because these are very expensive, again, and these are very unique and niche, and you have to like this for it to work for you. But I personally think this is overall like a 9.5 out of 10 fragrance for everything across the board, for like the value of the materials in this, the longevity, the projection, the overall uniqueness. This is definitely something that if it is your type of thing, this is signature scent worthy 100%. All of the Interlude line is, but again, we'll do those individual videos as we go. But Interlude Man by Amouage, 9.5 out of 10 fragrance for me personally. So going to make you stand out. It's insane. But again, very specific type of person is going to wear this. So get a sample before you purchase this. But I would say overall, it is worth it. So thank you so much for watching. God bless each and every one of you. Again, as always, Andrew Douglas Lane, Douglas Moon Fragrance Channel. I speak about my personal beliefs, but I don't go into complete depth unless anybody's ever curious. But I believe each and every one of you matter and have a purpose, have endless purposes and potential in this world that you're living. I say nothing but love to all of you. And again, I hope God blessings on each and every single one of you watching this. And I thank you so much for watching. And anybody's welcome here on my channel. And I'd love to hear what you'd like to see me review, or just tell me your thoughts on your own personal favorite fragrances. So again, thank you. And I'll see you guys next time. Interlude Man by Amouage, 9.5 out of 10. Thank you.